everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. On tap, we've got what should be a fairly intriguing matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Chicago Bears. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime, but kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They come in off a loss last time out, but overall they've been playing well. 6 wins and 8 prior to that defeat. Meanwhile, for the visiting Jaguars, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering
I was just going to say.
That's where I go.
Check.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Jordan. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Come on,
they'll look to avoid an early 3-and-out here on 3rd and 4. They'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sacked by Yannick Ngakoue, the former Maryland Terp.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary. Whoosh.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15, and the Bears take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Let's go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. They'll look to throw here. He's going to fire one deep. That's caught at the 25. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Hey, nothing to see here. Just your standard 4th down gain of 28 yards. And the drive keeps going.
Bang, bang, bang. Go.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Tariq Cohen, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turning to his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym, preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Ready. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They run it with Carson. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. The numbers on the ground for Carson last week. 15 carries, 79 yards.
After the last game, they have plenty of reason to be confident in their running game. And even though they're facing a top 10 defense, they're not going to shy away from doing what they do best. Make them adjust to them. Make them stop what they do before they go to any type of a change-up.
51's the mic. Come on, baby.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown.
Touchdown, baby. Yeah.
So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple of extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to script the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
Mike, check. 59. Let's go. Let's go.
On play action, they'll throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That's what I'm talking about.
That was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC. And they have secured that spot in the playoffs, clinching the NFC North Division. In fact, so for the moment, they'd be hosting a wild card game in round 1.
And that's cause for celebration because anytime you're in the playoffs, you're happy. But the idea that you're in the playoffs and you're hosting the first game you have to play, that's a big-time lift for that team and for the organization because everything's familiar. You're at home. Your routine stays the same. You don't have to go on the road and change things up.
Get a win, get some momentum. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Josh Allen in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
I'm coming! I'm coming!
Ready!
Back to throw here. Going deep here for Parker. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Charlie! 57. Mike, 57.
Who that? Who that?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Lamb. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Antonio Callaway, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Antonio Callaway, his 3rd touchdown now on the year as the Bears push further out in front. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Automatic first down.
Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They're going to look to throw. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17.
Go now. 18 Gator. 56. First down. I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Yannick Ngakoue in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Back to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Yannick Ngakoue getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Looking to throw. And he's going to go down again. Roquan Smith, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Going to look deep for Wilson. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
I'm going to run you over.
They'll set up a throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
Let's go.
He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. That means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Roquan Smith, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. He'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Roquan Smith in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backward. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Yannick Ngakoue. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. That would have been from way downtown. Pretty big roll of the dice, and he comes up a bit short.
Yeah, you knew when you saw the holder setting up on the other side of the 50 that this was going to be a long shot. But to me, there's...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Single.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue. My goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join, who, Charles? The coach. The coach, Jonathan Coach. And the pressure gets to him again. Roquan Smith, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign. They'll run it now out of the gun, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. They'll set up to throw. Going to look deep for Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Lamb. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now back to throw. He completes it to Wilson. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
Man, I got you.
Foxtrot. Jet, let's go.
He'll drop to throw.
You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid
And that
of
will
me.
be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Ready.
They'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete.
Let's go.
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. He wants it all for the end zone. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
Sets up 4th down.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And that is going to be incomplete.
We played to win.
So we reach halftime.
Go.
All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
You're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation.
57's the mic. 57.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. From 6 yards away as the Bears push further out in front. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
There we go. Ready.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
That throw into the arms of Allen. Touchdown, Jaguars. Keenan Allen, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars make some inroads here on that deficit. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
This is taken just shy of the 10 here. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
Get ready.
The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The linebacker, Miles Jack, able to knock that one away. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Ready.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Last stop.
You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play. And the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Jalen Ferguson. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. 2nd and long. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Antonio Callaway with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. As the Bears push further out in front. Extra point up and through. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit. Maybe pump up the pace. Maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Go now.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. They'll drop the throw. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Roquan Smith. He continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time out, another touchdown. I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
He can't hang. He's not going to ready.
Throwing again here on 2nd down, this time complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him. Even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
A well-executed 22-yard gain. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up.
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown.
That's the way you make it spin.
A 7-yard touchdown grab as his guys continue to pour it on. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. The Jaguars getting set to go. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL,
and he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. They run the counter. Carson. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A great return there of 22 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Tucson. 3 buzz. Alert 3.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
All day, every day.
Ready to break.
51.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
He's coming.
On 1st down, it's Carson.
Go, run.
So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game, but it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with a late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game. They'll look to throw here, and he's going to go down again. Roquan Smith in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Onto the field now come the Bears. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? Best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions. But the game, certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
He's going to let one go deep for Parker. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all, and to me it raises the question of What's right in this game nowadays? Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The offense is going to stay out there. They've converted twice, failed once so far on 4th down. Let's see what's in store here. Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Hey, man, watch the boot.
Sam, on.
Check 3.
Lock it.
Check 37. Check 37.
Back to throw here. Escaping the pressure right. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is taken in by Wilson for a Bears touchdown.
That's it, huh?
In for the score as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. It's a very short kick taken by an up man. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a big...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give him a chance to go to the bench and really settle. They have to sit there and kind of...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or 2.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, it gives you more opportunities to go get it.
This will be taken very short. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go around? He's nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That's how we do it.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe under pressure again, and down he goes again. Roquan Smith in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down. Went backwards. It's third and very long. Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL.
We got this.
You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. They work again from the 38 on second and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place.
And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley.
Defense.
Of course, they have the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue in there yet again. They just cannot block him. He now has 8 sacks, and that is a new single-game record. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Yannick Ngakoue in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100, and what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's fourth down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Here comes Cohen. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. They are, by the way, into the 4th quarter now in Oakland.
Let's go now, let's go now, let's go now. 15 Lonnie, 15 Lonnie.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone and give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. I tell you, Charles, You play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points from me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Go now.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Bears, the win.